everyone. My name is Neena Wang. I'm an artist originally from Memphis, Tennessee, but currently living and working in Los Angeles. Thanks for having me here in Wyoming and at Jentel. It's been a real pleasure and looking forward to 2 more weeks here. So I have a sort of unconventional background. I didn't go to art school or have an art degree at all. I have a bachelor's degree in international relations with a focus on Middle East history. I think when I was young and in college, I thought, there are so many problems and issues in the world, and I wanted to do what I could to fix them. And I thought it would be, really easy that I could go to school and learn some things and then go and work for the UN or something. And that would be my life's work, and slowly realized that actually I was really quite frustrated with those processes and those worlds, and I really felt and came to the conclusion that art and expression and creativity is really the just most effective way of actually making change, actually making people's minds change and introducing new ideas into the world. Okay. So I work in a lot of mediums. I do painting, sculpture, photography, video, and recently I've started experimenting more with sculpture, doing glass, metal, ceramics. This is a recent painting I created, The Curse of the Pyramid, which kind of depicts this urban legend from my hometown of Memphis of this pyramid building on the river that has a curse on it because there is a crystal skull found at the tip of the building. And it's this whole long story, but I think it's really incredible. And the building itself is kind of infamous around town. And in the past 4 years, it got turned into the world's largest Bass Pro Shops, which draws tourists from all over the region. And I think it's actually incredible. And then at the top of that was a cast crystal skull. This is a painting, What Shall We Build with the Ashes of a Nightmare? It depicts a photograph taken from the protests in Minneapolis after the killing of George Floyd of an apartment building that was under construction being set on fire. And there's something in this image that really struck me. I think there's myths and legends about how smoke carries spirits, especially like spirits from the organic matter of the wood and the things that are coming out as they're burned. And the title is from a book written by Robin Kelly. It's called Freedom Dreams, The Black Radical Imagination, and he talks about basically like in the wake of destruction and death and like the sort of like ushering out of a certain era, what can we build on those ashes? So what can we build on the ashes of a nightmare? This is a piece of steel and hand-blown glass. I just recently introduced glass into my medium list and hand-blew these fruits, as well as this heart, and built a tree out of it. The title is We Are the Fruit of Our Ancestors' Wildest Dreams. And the idea is that those of us who are living here on Earth, we are the living embodiment, the living fruits of a long tree that came before us, of our ancestors. And the heart is kind of the central beating life force of it all. This is a sculpture that I made while in residency at Stoveworks in Chattanooga. And the city has a long history of being a metal industry city. The Stoveworks building itself used to be a place where they made old stoves, hence Stoveworks. And so I would go to the local scrapyard and just kind of like sort through all of the metal waste that I found there and, just find all kinds of incredible things. For this sculpture, I think there was like an old table that I took apart, a chair, some pots and pans, like old oil barrels. I think the curls are like pipe lining for like insulating pipes in houses. And I was just thinking about like all this industrial waste and metal trash that humans make. And just out of it, I wanted to make something natural. So it's called A Condolences Bouquet for Mother Nature, kind of like a humorous, like, I'm sorry for destroying you. I tried to make it better. I tried to return it back to its original beauty, and of course I can't, but this is my attempt to do so. This piece was also made at the same residency using the same kind of materials. The curls were from like an old iron table, and the flowers were from a chair that I had to like take apart each flower. The bottom is old brake rotors, and then the actual trunk of this tree is an old axle from like a trailer. It's called If a Tree Falls in the Forest, But There Is No One Left on Earth to Listen, Does It Still Make a Sound? And the piece actually, I don't have a video of it up here, but it actually rotates, so it spins. The whole top of it will spin, and the flowers kind of like tinkle around. So a lot of my work has to deal with dreams and nightmares and kind of a spirit realm. So this is kind of a bunny spirit that I've had with me since I was born, that kind of like visits me in my dreams. But this is made out of ceramic. It's made in 3 parts and then epoxied together and covered in spray paint. And this is a workshop that I did in LA where this woman, Julia Haft-Kandel, who's an amazing artist, was trying to teach us new techniques of building really large ceramic pieces. This is a piece that I made while on residency at Crosstown Arts in Memphis, and I was there with the Hmong Chung Collective, which is an art collective I'm a part of. It's 4 of us who are all of Chinese and Indonesian descent who grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. We actually all grew up together, we've known each other since we were kids, and then later on we all became visual artists. And so we came back together as a reunion at this collective, and we did an 8-week potluck series. Every Friday night we would invite a group of 12 people from the Asian community in Memphis, and we would all sit around this table that we built and eat from the ceramics that I made, and we would have like discussion questions and topics. Each dinner had a different theme, whether it was like around intergenerational immigration, around like family relationships, around being artists. This is really special, really incredible, and so this is kind of like a souvenir, like a remnant of the summer itself. And this piece sort of goes back to my thoughts about dreams. It's kind of also made just from recycled metal materials that I found. But yeah, it's a cloud and sort of like a play on cloud storage. Like we store things in the computer, we store things in our minds and in our dreams. This is an installation piece that I created. It's called I Dream of a Prison Cell Filled with Cherries, and it's based on the autobiography of this Lebanese freedom fighter named Soha Bishara, who was imprisoned in an Israeli jail cell in solitary confinement for about 6 years, and she wrote an autobiography in Arabic, and the title translates to I Dream of a Prison Cell Filled with Cherries. And it was about her experiences in this all-women's prison camp. Yeah, I think that's the last slide, right? Okay. But this is my website, and I'm also on social media. Would love to connect with anyone beyond just today. And this was just a few snippets of my work. So thank you for listening. Yeah.
Is there a favorite medium that you found to work with, or do you just kind of like everything?
I think like I'm just starting to not even distinguish them as different mediums. To me, like, you know, life and the earth is created from all these different things, and we don't necessarily distinguish them in our daily lives. So to me, I'm just like working with the earth in every sense of it, like all of the elements, like an avatar. I try to be like a firebender, airbender, waterbender, all these things. So my goal is eventually, yeah, to be able to make more of these multimedia things, like the tree with the glass and the metal and the painting. with the oil paint and the glass, like just kind of start to incorporate all of these things. But yeah, my most recent medium was glass, so I think maybe that's like my most exciting one.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, it's so interesting when I first saw the piece, like the Mother Nature bouquet, I assumed like it was the size of the bouquet, and then I saw the dimensions, and it's really quite large.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like, so how do you think about, like, do you change the scale of something purposefully for a particular meaning, or how do you think about the scale of the objects that you make?
I like making large things. I think I'm limited in my studio in Los Angeles, which is why it's great to be on Residencies. That space in particular had just like a large making space and a large metal studio, so I wanted to play with making large things. And that one I think just was dictated by the materials that I was finding from the scrapyard, just like the shape of the pans and pots, and that one I just like started making individual flowers like you would a bouquet, and then bringing them together, and then I found this like vase. So I think I like to make things, I found that I like to make things that are my height. Like the tree, both trees, and then the flower bouquet, and then the bunny are all like around my height. So, yeah.
Interesting, thank you.
Thank you.